How's it feel to be back?
It feels great to be back. Honestly, I just love competing. I love getting better. I love watching my team get better. It's great to be a part of the team and great to be back out there.
As someone who's a speedster, just how tough is it to get over that hamstring injury and then convert, and also when you get back on the field, not to do too much too fast on it to re-aggravate it? Just how tough is that?
It's pretty tough just because I want to go out there. I want to go out there, show what I can do, show off my biggest strength. But at the end of the day, it's all about staying healthy. It's all about being able to be out there. It's all about being available. And so I just got to know that you can't run every play at 22, 23 miles an hour. You got to base yourself. You got to get through, and you got to be able to just pace yourself the whole time.
It seemed like you were off to a pretty good start before you got hurt. I mean, were you happy with what you were doing?
Yeah, I was really happy. I felt like every day I was improving, no matter what it was. If it was even 1%, that's an improvement. That's better than no percent. So every day I felt like I was getting better. It's just unfortunate that I got a little setback, but even then I'm still getting better. I'm able to get mental rest. I'm able to just watch and kind of visually see it, and I can kind of see myself learning the same way.
I mean, you're a sprinter, so how hard is it to slow yourself down? When you say you don't have to go 22, 23 miles an hour all the time, how hard is it to actually slow yourself down?
It's a little hard just because like I kind of get into that zone and I was like, okay, it's time to go. And sometimes you don't feel like it. You don't feel like you're running fast enough, so you want to go faster. But at the end of the day, again, it's something that I have to learn. It's something that I'm getting better at learning and being able to do.
It's only been a couple days since you've been back, but can you get up to that 22, 23? Like, is a hamstring healthy enough where you can run as fast as you want?
Yes, sir. I think it is.
And is a hamstring, we know you had one in the offseason. Is that something that you had at Auburn, hamstring issues?
No, I never really had a hamstring issue at Auburn. I'll have like tightness here or there, but it was never anything that would keep me out or nothing that I could fight through.
Was it the same one in this training camp that you had in the spring?
Yeah, it was the same one. It's kind of like a re-aggravated.
How important do you think these joint practices and the upcoming preseason games are to you in your development?
To me, I feel like it's very important because you're going against people that you don't go against every day. It's a new team, and you get to go against different guys, different techniques, and especially with the preseason games, playing football, playing in NFL games. It's just very important to get those reps and be able to show what I can do.
So when you were a track athlete and track trainers and coaches were coaching you, is there a different way of running as a sprinter than football-wise?
In track, it's kind of more it's more straight, more linear. So you're kind of building up to the speed. In football, it's go now, go now, go now. So it's little short stop and goes. You have to be able to accelerate to almost top speed right now. Whether in track, you're kind of like building up to that top speed and then holding it.
Because you probably didn't have hamstring problems when you were competing in track, huh?
Yeah, never, not really, never.
What kind of role do you see yourself having once we get to the regular season?
Really, just wherever coaches tell me to go, whatever they want me to do, I'll do that role, whatever it is. Whether it's going deep, whether it's being a decoy, whatever the coaches ask of me, I'll do it, no matter what it is.
But when they draft you, you obviously were after your speed, right? And that's something they really value. So do you feel like there can be a significant, relatively good-sized role for you even as a rookie because you have such an element that other guys don't have?
I think it's possible just because, of course, of my speed, but at the end of the day, I still want to play whatever they want me to do, whether it's a big role of going deep or whether it's just doing many other things. I just feel like whatever they need me to do, I can do.
I know you've had a relationship with Jarvis, and I think you said Odell before camp, but like now that you're here every day with them, what are you kind of picking up from them? I know I've seen Odell like talking to you on the sideline and stuff.
I just pick up it's a lot of like small things that you would never think of. And it's just like how they view the game, how they see the game. I see them in our meeting rooms talking all the time just like about little things they can do to get open. And like they'll see like whether it's me or whether it's anyone in the room, they'll see like little things that we can do to just make it that much better, make that next step. And it's just been amazing to see. And it's a lot of like really eye-opening.
And you talked about possibly them using you at times as a little bit of a decoy to attract the attention of the defense. Another thing that they really like in this scheme is running the ball, blocking ability. Where do you think you're at in that part of the game, blocking for the guys running out of the backfield?
Well, blocking is really all about mentality and toughness. Which is nothing that I don't have. I have the mentality and the toughness to block, and I will get the job done no matter if it's blocking a corner, blocking a safety, blocking a linebacker, even blocking a DN, which they have us do in practice sometimes. I'll be in there, have that mentality where I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna do it right.
Off of Dan's question about Odell, I mean, he knows how to take the top off of defense. Is there something specific that he's been able to help you with that on just how to really stretch the deep part of the field?
He taught me kind of how to gauge my speed and kind of at a release point to where instead of like having the DB turn right away, you kind of get him to stop his feet a little bit, which will get me even more separation while bursting and sprinting.
Why didn't you return kicks at Auburn?
It was just up to the coaches at Auburn, and they just decided that they had other people they wanted to do it, and I wasn't the best when I was coming into Auburn returning kicks, and they had their guys that they wanted to do, and I just accepted that and went on to do even better things around that.
How are you taking to it here in the reps you got?
Here it's been a good. I kind of started off slow in OTA just because I went 3 years without catching them, but now I'm comfortable with it. I feel like I'm really good with it, and then whenever coach decides that I can go back there in a game, I'll be ready.
Because you did it in high school, right?
Yes, sir.
We saw Grant Delphin left yesterday's practice had your aggravated his hammy because you just went through the same thing recently. Did you talk to him and encourage him at all after that happened?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit after, and then I was just like, just part of the grind, just got to get back into it and just keep going, trust the medical team, trust what's going on, and don't try to rush it and just let it happen and let it get better on its own.
You said you hadn't had any, when you ran track, you never had problems with hamstrings. I'm just kind of curious why that is. Did you do something a little different when you maybe train or stretch for track than you did for football? I'm just kind of curious. Usually you think runners, a hamstring would be somewhat commonplace.
I think in track mainly because I was also a lot younger, so I honestly didn't take my warming up process that seriously, especially when I was younger. But now knowing that I have to warm up better is something that I had to change in my mind, something that I had to get better at. So I think that was kind of the difference, just kind of growing up and my body kind of changing and getting more weight on me. When I ran track, I was like 170. Now I'm around heavier than that, so it's probably a little bit of that too.
You mentioned the mental reps that you had to take when you're out for the physical reps, but is there an area that you feel maybe helped you get up to speed a little more, whether it was watching film or being on the sidelines, watching the walkthroughs, or being with your position coaches or teammates? Is there an area that you felt maybe boosted you a little bit more than the others?
It was probably all of them that was really good to me, helping me get as better. Probably is being able to actually still go through the walkthroughs and go through the plays and walk through them, and being able to kind of see, okay, this is what I do on this play, or this is what I do on that play. Then also standing on the sideline, I kind of imitate like I'm in a huddle, so where they're calling the play out to me, so I'm not just looking at a sheet and knowing the play, kind of hearing it, and then telling them right away, this is where I line up, this is what I have route-wise, this is what I have block-wise, just doing something like that to get the reps and be more comfortable with it.
I'm sure they're going to be cautious with you coming back, but are you kind of to a point where if you guys were playing Kansas City tomorrow, you'd be able to go?
Yeah, if we were playing Kansas City tomorrow, I feel like I'll be good to go.